they started to tell me that the pagan Emperor Constantine invented the Catholic faith. He blended Christianity and paganism in kind of a pseudo-cult form that was called the Catholic Church. And I had no idea how to answer these claims back in the day. And unlike many people who kind of run off to different religions out of fear and join these different religions, I actually decided to check out my own religion first. I looked up the answers to these questions, and I found the answers, and I went back to the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I told them, here's your answers. And then they gave me more objections, and I had to go give them more answers, and this happened on and off for like 6 months. And then it was a year, and now I've been studying the Catholic faith for 15 years, and now I travel around the country teaching it professionally because I don't want people to be as awkward as I was when they encounter others at the workplace, at school, at home, or just different religions at their door. We need to know, live, and understand our Catholic faith. The Catholic faith is not wrong. There are answers to everything that we have questions on. I've had so many hundreds and thousands of questions in my lifetime, and after looking them up, I found that the Catholic Church has really good reasons for believing what she does. We work and work and work and work, and we just don't feel any closer to God. Do you want to know the secret how to change all that? Enter into this circle. This circle right here in the center is where all Catholics are supposed to be, but hardly any Catholics are. This circle says, I'm unconditionally loved by God. God loves me. He doesn't just love me, He's in love with me. God doesn't just love me, He's in love with me. He loves me passionately, individually, as if I'm the only one on earth, and unconditionally. There's nothing I can do to make Him stop loving me. Once we understand that, everything changes. Everything changes. Your whole prayer life, the way you see God, feel God, experience God, relate to God changes. This man said once he learned that lesson, he's been in love with God ever since, and he's felt God's love for the last 11 months straight. He says he's in adoration all the time because he just can't get enough God. He's just being filled and overflowed by God every moment because he's allowed himself to be loved by God. He's allowed himself and accepted the fact that he's lovable all the time. He learned that God doesn't have love to give, and then he can take it away. He is love. God is love by his very nature. So by definition, God can't stop loving you. He's perfect love. So if you sin a lot, he can't love you less. He still loves you the exact same amount because he's pure love. We rollerblade together. We go bowling together. We do everything together. Why? Because we love each other. The more you love someone, the more you want to talk to them, right? The more you have like the butterflies in your stomach, the more you're like really into a person, the more you want to talk to them. It's the same thing with God. If you love God, some people say they love God, but they don't do anything. It's a theory, it's a nice thought. If we love God, then we should talk to Him every day. We say that is a product of intelligence. That an intelligent being with all the gravity and the laws of the universe and the way everything works so perfectly, that an intelligent being made that. How do we know? Well, I told the girl to imagine taking off her watch and breaking it up into 100 to 130 different pieces and putting all of those individual pieces in a box. And then you take that box and you shake it up really good with all those pieces and you dump it back out. And I asked her, would you ever get that watch again? And she said no. I said, of course you wouldn't. Why? Because the pieces are dead. They're lifeless. They can't do anything. They're just going to sit there until they disintegrate. They can't move. They can't create. They can't self-assemble. They can't do anything. And so it's the same thing with the universe. If there was only some dead stuff at the beginning, how did it move? How did it assemble? How did it create? It can't do anything because it's dead. Dead stuff doesn't move. So there had to be someone, if we have anything at all that in existence, there had to be someone who could move, who could self-assemble, who could create, and who could make everything that we know today, and we call that person God.